Once the Cowboys 2023 draft concluded, there was a pick that I think had a few people scratching their heads. The team had decided to not re-sign Dalton Schultz during the offseason, and that led to rumors that the team would be interested in some of the top tight ends during the NFL draft. Dalton Kincaid and Michael Mayer were two names that were thrown around a lot in the media. So when the team decided to not select either of those guys and go with the tight end in the second round, I'm not surprised people were upset that it was a name that wasn't heavily linked to the Cowboys. But the truth is, the team just got a plus player at the position that has insane potential to become everything you want in a tight end. Luke Schoonmaker is gonna have an impact on this offense. So, without any more waiting, let's get into the video. When the pick first happened, a lot of people were not ecstatic about the selection of Luke Schoonmaker in the second round. And I understand the perspective. It did seem like the Cowboys were going to select a tight end regardless of who was sitting there at pick 58. It might not have been a great value selection in the eyes of draft nerds. And that's one reason to worry about the pick. The Cowboys might have reached. And some of that reaching conversation stems from Schoonmaker's lack of receiving production he had at Michigan, which is understandable because we watch guys like Travis Kelce and Mark Andrews tear up the league year after year. The tight end position has changed so much over the past 5 to 10 years that you want a guy that is a receiving weapon down the field, a guy that can make an impact in the receiving game and be another threat for your offense. And despite his lack of receiving production, I actually think that Luke Schoonmaker is going to be a damn good receiving threat in the NFL. At Michigan, Schoonmaker just didn't get the opportunities that we saw from other top tight ends in the class. In 2019, he caught just 2 passes for 54 yards. In 2021, he caught 17 passes for 165 yards and 3 touchdowns. And then in 2022, he caught 35 for 418 yards and 3 touchdowns once again. His production rating put him at 14th among tight ends at the NFL draft, which isn't great. But the important thing to remember is that he wasn't asked to be a target machine at Michigan. His opportunities to catch passes was extremely limited, mainly because of the Michigan offense philosophy. They were a run-heavy team, and they asked Schoonmaker to be a blocker more often than not, limiting his chances as a pass catcher. His college receiving numbers are not blowing anyone away, but the great thing about the NFL is it doesn't matter. Whatever you did in college, it doesn't matter when you get to the pros. Although there were probably 50 tight ends around the country that were more productive than him, it doesn't matter because he has something that NFL teams like and makes him an appealing prospect on the Cowboys offense. Before we continue, we are so close to 20,000 subscribers. I have a giveaway planned, so make sure we hit it before training camp in just under 4 weeks. And to everyone that is already subscribed, thank you. Now, let's get back into the video. The one thing that Schoonmaker has against others around the league is his athleticism, which is what had me so intrigued with other guys in the class like a Dalton Kincaid. According to NFL.com, Schoonmaker tested as the 5th best athlete among tight ends at the NFL Combine. Standing at 6'5", 251 pounds, he ran a 4.63 40-yard dash, had a 33.5-inch vertical, and a 10'7" broad jump. When it comes to the tight end position, Schoonmaker is super athletic. And for Cowboys tight ends, I like athleticism, because when you look at dominant tight ends around the league like a Travis Kelce or a Mark Andrews, those dudes are athletic. The main thing is I think you can coach a player like that up, work with him to refine his route running, improve his contested catch ability, and play him in situations that benefit him as a player. Although I do think Schoonmaker is a better receiver than people are going to give him credit for right now. You can see it on tape. He's fluid, he doesn't look clunky when he runs, he falls into open zones in the defense. It seems like he understands spacing, he's oftentimes in the right position. There's a lot of potential for him, and I really think it's only up from here. Another great thing to add on top of that is he's already a solid blocker, so he's gonna find his way onto the field early. I think the athletic upside with the proper coaching and scheme around him, you can mold him into a tight end that is a threat down the seam or on drag routes or just dropping into a zone in getting a first down. Now, I do have to be realistic and a bit negative. I don't like that he's missing OTA practices. I don't like that he missed OTA practices with a foot problem. He was seen wearing a boot around while other guys got his reps. Hopefully that isn't a lingering issue because he needs those now, or he's gonna be behind the 8 ball and fall out of favor in this offense fast. Because there's another tight end on this team that I really like in Jake Ferguson that I think has a ton of potential as well. Schoonmaker is gonna have to stay healthy if he wants to be on the field and make an impact for the Cowboys this year. If you want to see my video on Jake Ferguson, it'll be linked down in the comments below, or you can click on it right here, wherever it's at. Thank you for watching the video. I love you all. Bye.
Go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried